Good evening, and welcome to an off-putting version of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. Now here's your off-the-wall and off-the-cuff host, Voice of Doom. Hello. Okay. Much as I don't feel the need to do any more diatribes, I will continue my diary for posterity, which will be dug up in 1,000 years from the rubble, and they will start a new religion around me because they will realize how sentient and how prescient I was. But I won't be around in my present form to see it, so we'll just leave the future to the future. But I had to comment on nothing. Nothing's going on. The government shut down, but it'll probably be reopened in the next few hours. It is November 10th, Monday, and it looks like they're moving toward actually reopening the government. That's good because they do such a good job. But the damage has been done, and we'll see what happens as far as people's attitudes, whether we go back to the kumbaya society we were, where everybody cared about everybody and everybody wants the best for everybody. We'll see if that happens. A lot of things have been said online by the masses, and everybody's pissed at each other for whatever reason. The poor who had 7 kids are pissed because they didn't get their monthly stipend of $2,000 worth of food. And the people that have to struggle to buy food are pissed at the people who are pissed about being without their... So it will just continue to fester and grow, and it will grow and fester into a gangrenous blob where limbs will have to start being removed. Alright, so what's been going on that I've been noticing? The genius notices the little things, and I see little things. Like my work, for instance. Let's look at the microcosm. Okay. I work in a place where there's lots and lots of employees, and there's lots of openings to work as far as shifts. And when I'm in the money and I got the clover, then I'm kind of like, I don't want to work so much because I have money in the, whatever. I paid my bills. And then it turns turtle, and then suddenly you need more work. You need to do more work to cover your bills. The income and the outgo is always a problem. Now, I was thinking, well, I could work 3 days a week on schedule, and then there's always shifts to pick up. Because for the past 6 or 7 months that I've worked there, when I look at the schedule, it's like, do you want this shift? Can you take this shift? Do you want this? Okay. So even if I am scheduled for 3 days, I could always pick up 1 or 2 more, or 3, or pick up shifts until they say you can't have any more because we don't want to pay overtime. Okay. But the option was there, so I was feeling, okay, it's all right. I don't really care for this place I'm working at because it's a chaotic mess. But if I can always pick up more shifts, I can just make more money. Okay. I've noticed a shift since I went on vacation. There are no open shifts anymore that I've seen. The Xers and Zers and millennials want to work as much as they can, and they don't want to give up shifts. So that means that if I get 3 shifts a week, that's all I'm going to get. And it kind of amounts to about 10 to 15 hours, which ain't going to cut it. But I'm not worried that much because everything's falling apart anyway for everybody. So, c'est la vie. But I just noticed that trend was going the other way. Instead of people sending in notices saying, could you work for me on this shift, people are sending in notices saying, I will work your shift if you don't want to work. Now, that might be a little thing, but it's not. It's a big thing. It's huge. So that means that people need to work more to make ends meet. Now, you go into YouTube and all the things that are happening economically, and it's not looking very good. Now, I'm seeing people on TikTok saying the bank has frozen their assets, or the bank has stolen their assets. And I don't know how much truth there is. I don't know if it's AI, or I don't know if it's a real person. But I mean, they're saying things that are not good. I mean, there's some people on TikTok that it's an old man saying all of my assets in my safe deposit box is gone. And he saved up a lot of stuff. Gold, jewelry, this and that, and he's saying it's gone. And I guess they're saying he has no recourse, but I find that hard to swallow, because if that happens on a mass scale, then we're going to have, everyday people, old men and old women, and young men and young women, and in-betweens and non-binaries going out and pillaging the country. Because I don't have many assets, I make it a point to not have much money in the bank, because I want to be on the bottom rung when the ladder falls. So I make it a point not to have much money, and I usually have to pay bills with what I have, just to keep the lights on and keep the Spectrum internet going, and the little things to keep going. So I never really have any nest egg sitting around somewhere. And I guess it's good, because if they're confiscating or if they're freezing assets, well, it's going to be a short period of time before there's, people going out saying, I got to get what I had by hook or crook. It's not fair to anybody. I don't care if they're boomers that have raped this country dry, and their predecessors who took advantage of everything, bought their house for $25,000 and sells it for $650. Whatever the case may be, it's not my problem that they live high on the hog. Their karma is theirs. But you look at the younger people, and it's like, I don't know how you're going to do it. I really don't. Things don't go down. If you're paying $1,250 a month for a one-bedroom now, you're going to pay the same or more later. They're not going to suddenly say, oh, your rent went down to $950. Nah, ain't going to happen. So I don't know what to do or say to these younger folks. I feel sorry for them, because they don't know what's coming. And when I see this preponderance of things on YouTube and TikTok and Insta, whatever, and people are really desperate, and then suddenly their bank accounts being froze and this and that, I realize, yeah, we're close to the end. And if people are panicking now, how are they going to panic when it really goes down? When you look at what you thought was $2,700 that you had in your bank account, you go in there and you can't access it, or it's gone completely, and then you have to go through rigmarole to get it back. And if you don't get it back, well, I'd feel really bad. I'd have to do something bad to the bank itself. If I had $2,700 in there and suddenly they say, no, you have zero, it's like, that's not going to fly. And I'm a pacifist. But I would gather bricks and I would do my best to destroy it and go to jail and then go to prison, because then at least they will feed me. But I'm not advocating anything. I'm just saying things are getting bad. And a lot of people I talk to and see don't know anything because they don't keep up. So as long as everything's okay, they will be fine. But I look at how things really are, and it's not good for anybody. The super rich, the semi-rich, the rich, the middle class, the upper middle class, the poor. It's all bad. It might be best for the poor because just the way things are, it's better to have nothing and be happy. But I was also seeing other things. I'm seeing sentient human beings that were doing very, salient commentaries on the political situation, and suddenly they're going nuts. Suddenly they're not as reasonable as they used to be because they're afraid. And I won't mention names of anybody, but I see it all over the place, where the people that you kind of thought were the voice of reason are suddenly talking about, Jesus coming back. And that's fine. If Jesus comes back, we'll do the same thing we did the first time. There's no doubt. But just conspiracy things that, if they're true, it's beyond, it's not on the physical realm of reality. Stargates. And they want to control the Stargate, so that's why they attack, Iraq, and that's why they're going to attack Sudan, because they're Stargates. Check into it. I don't want to get into it. It's a lot of stuff that's beyond the pale, but they say they're Stargates, and, it's funny that Orangey wants to attack Sudan because Christians are being killed, and that's all well and good. We never would have done it in the past. But if he wants to go to war in Sudan to protect Christians, then go for it. But is it about a Stargate? I don't know. It's all too confusing. I don't want to get into it. Just want to live my life as best I can, and a lot of it entails, living in your comfort zone, and my comfort zone is not the healthiest one. Because when I'm going to do a diatribe and talk about how bad things are and how nobody knows that they're doomed, I have to have my rum and coke. And I tried to stop, and I am doing well, cutting down, but I need my Swisher because that's my comfort zone. I need those certain things to, placate my oral fixation. And whether it's bad for me or not, I know it's bad. But it's a comfort zone. And I figure, if I live up to my expectations, I don't have much longer to go anyway, nor does anybody. So I may as well enjoy a rum and coke and my Swisher. And I do eat. And I have food in the pantry, and I'm reasonably prepared for disaster, as opposed to 99% of the people out there that think everything's fine. If the lights go out tomorrow, I got water and food, so I know that much. But seeing other things, a guy proudly is displaying his chip in his hand that allows him to use vending machines and allows him to pay his bills. And they're talking about Real ID or whatever they call that. And I don't know if I'm up for that. So if they ever say you have to get this in order to buy or sell, I'll probably be leaving you. And you won't have me around anymore. So I'm not going to live on a planet like this. It's a penitentiary planet in the first place. People don't understand that we're all being punished. I don't care how rich you are. Show me a happy rich person. They always want more, or they suffer the same slings and arrows of outrageous fortune that the rest of us do. So, I'll be doing these existential philosophical diatribes and maybe not focus so much on the day-to-day politics. Nobody watches anyway, but maybe somebody will get something out of this. It's pretty negative. It's pretty bad. But, you know, I'm a voice in the wind that's just saying, you know, I've been saying it since I started this diatribe 5 years ago, how things are going. Nobody listened to me then, and nobody will listen now. But I enjoy getting my thoughts out because I have no one else to talk to but the cats, and that's a little weird. So I'll let it go there. It's 16 minutes, so I didn't say a whole hell of a lot. I'm sorry, but hopefully it's enjoyable to you. Thanks, everybody, and enjoy what's left of our future.